Man, Lightfall sure has kept me busy. Between grinding out all the new red border weapons, the seasonal weapons, the raid weapons, getting my power level up to par, and GM prep, getting reviews done has been pretty rough. Now, I already did a video about the one I was most excited for, Round Robin, as well as Rose and Conditional Finality, so what do we cover next? Maybe we could... oh no. I guess I should have seen this coming. Bungie definitely loves the dad rifles. I mean, they kept us in a rat meta for like a year with them. And what infuriates me even more is that this is actually kind of an insane pulse rifle. Say what you will about Lightfall, but a lot of these Neomuna weapons are definitely worth the grind. Now, Spiral is an aggressive frame arc pulse rifle, and it's worked its way up to being one of my favorites. Let me get this out of the way real quick. Is it as good as No Time? No, it isn't. No Time is still the easiest pulse in the game to use, but it's probably the best alternative for the energy slot. No, I don't care about Stars and Shadow. I know some people like it, but I can't stand it. I don't know why. To me, it just feels like ass. Is this a good PvE weapon? Not really. There's one or two roles that we'll talk about, but it's definitely lacking in the PvE area. Now, I don't know what it is about Phylo. It just feels very consistent for some reason. God, it hurts my soul saying nice things about a pulse rifle after spending nearly a year with the sound of No Time permanently burned into my eardrums. This review is already soul-killing. Submachine guns are the meta right now, but when they get nerfed, what if it just sends us back to the pulse rifle meta? I don't think I can take another months-long stint of hearing nothing but 3-round bursts for entire matches. Constantly getting team shot from across the map, constantly getting assists because everyone on my team is doing the same thing, never being able to push, I'm spiraling, I should stop. But moving on, much like Round Robin from our last review, this Pulse's perk pool is pretty stacked. Let's take a quick look at them. So in the first column for your barrel perks, we have Extended Barrel, Polygonal Rifling, Chambered Compensator, Small Bore, Corkscrew Rifling, Full Bore, Hammer Forged Rifling, Arrowhead Break, and Fluted Barrel. In the second column for magazine perks, Appended Mag, Alloy Magazine, Flared Magwell, Light Mag, Armor-Piercing Rounds, Extended Mag, High Caliber Rounds, and Ricochet Rounds. Third column, Under Over, Hipfire Grip, Compulsive Reloader, Shot Swap, Tunnel Vision, Perfect Float, and Keep Away. Fourth column, Elemental Capacitor, Harmony, Gutshot Straight, Frenzy, Headseeker, Kill Clip, and Volt Shot. Then we have the intrinsic perk, which I'm sure we're all familiar with on Neomuna's weapons by now, land repeated hits, and the weapon deploys a mini rocket which tracks to the target. So there's definitely lots of good options here. I'm going to get PvE out of the way first because there just isn't much to say. Much like Round Robin, this is for sure more of a PvP weapon. As far as PvE perks go, I suppose any barrel perk would be fine. I'd probably go with Arrowhead Break though, just to make the recoil more vertical and landing those crits easier. Mag perks, really any perk that increases the mag size or reload speed, armor-piercing rounds isn't a bad option either. In the third column, options are pretty limited. Probably Under and Over, and that's probably it. I guess maybe Tunnel Vision as well for ad clear purposes. Fourth column, Harmony, Frenzy, Kill Clip, or Gut Shot for ad clear. Really anything that helps with damage is good for ad clear on pretty much any weapon. With Harmony, get a kill with another weapon for a boost to damage. Frenzy, stay in combat for a boost to damage. Kill Clip, get a kill and then reload right after for a boost to damage. And Gut Shot increases your damage on body shots. It destroys your aim assist, but I tend to find that's less of an issue in PvE, but keep in mind, this perk is hit or miss regardless of the activity. You might like it, or you might hate it. For arc builds, we do have Volt Shot, so if you're using an arc build, I'd probably stick with this. Now for PvP, we have way more options here. Phyllotactic's recoil isn't bad at 80, stability's a little lacking at 44, range isn't bad at 58. So for barrel perks, I'd go with Arrowhead Break. The less recoil you have, the easier it'll be to land the 2-burst. For mag perks, Ricochet Rounds is my first choice for the boost to range and stability. More range is never bad, and stability will help with the recoil as well. Second choice would be High Cal for the extra flinch. In the third column, if you watched my Round Robin review, you already know what I'm going to say. First choice here is Keep Away, no question. A passive boost to range and reload speed as long as you're keeping your opponents outside of 15 meters, and if you're using a pulse rifle, you should be doing that anyway. Second choice would be Perfect Float or Tunnel Vision. Perfect Float will increase your AE and decrease any flinch taken after being in combat for 3 seconds, and it lasts for 6 seconds. Granted, you probably won't be going airborne too often, often with a pulse, unless maybe you're on Heat Rises or Lion Ramparts, so it will depend on your playstyle. Only other choice I'd say would be Tunnel Vision. Get a kill and reload, and you'll get an increase in your aim assist and handling for 5 seconds. Next up, in the fourth column, my first choice is Headseeker. This is an incredible perk for pulse rifles. Landing body shots will increase damage and aim assist for a short time, and any body shots landed while the perk is active will refresh it. It's just a good overall perk for consistency, and it's going to be good on pretty much any pulse that it's put on. Next choice would be Kill Clip. Get a kill, reload, get a 20% boost to your damage. This increases both lethality and forgiveness. Third choice would be Ellicap. If you're on Void, you'll get a boost to your stability. Arc, get a boost to your handling. Stasis, get a boost to your strafe speed and recoil control. If you're on Solar or Strand, it's not as valuable. Solar will increase your reload speed, and Strand will increase your AE, and while you might be different, I find that I almost never go airborne with pulse rifles. They just feel like dog shit when you're airborne. Last choices would be Harmony or Frenzy, and I already explained how they work. Here's the roll that I went with. This gives me good range and good stability. The range, of course, gets even better with Keep Away's passive plus 10 bonus to range, and it helps the reload speed as well. You could really boost the range even more with maybe Full Bore or Hammer Forge, but it isn't really necessary on this thing. This roll has an effective range of up to 38.5 meters, well out of submachine gun range. And that's the thing about this weapon, or really any pulse rifle. They're more relevant than ever in the current sandbox. Yes, the meta is centered around submachine guns, the Immortal in particular. They will melt you even up to medium range in some cases. So quite frankly, unfortunately, one of the best counters to this is to just play like we have been for most of the last year, like a complete rat. Sit back and lane up with a pulse. As long as you keep an eye on your radar and keep your opponents at a distance, this weapon will be extremely effective. I do wish this weapon had better PvE rolls, and I'm not a huge fan of the scope, but that's really my only complaint. This is just a great pulse rifle as a whole, and well worth the awful heroic patrol grind on Neomuna. Pretty much all that I have to say about Phylo. It's just a great weapon, at least for PvP. And that's all for me today, Guardians. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. We just hit 350, which puts us at 150 subs away from 500. So it would really help me out if you subscribed. I kind of want to do something special for 500 too. Not sure what just yet though, so if you have suggestions, be sure to let me know in the comments. For that matter, leave me your thoughts on this weapon in the comments as well. Have you crafted it yet? If so, what roll did you go with? But for now, I will see you all in the next video. Peace, Guardians.